So today I've got a certified arborist coming to look at the trees in my property, several trees in particular, just to assess the health of the trees and give some recommendations on what I can do. I've got a good idea, but an arborist is a trained professional who knows trees way better than I do. I do know that there are some trees that are gonna, need to come down, and a few others that I'm gonna probably want to come down. One of the ones that I think needs to come down, need or want, I don't know, is this big giant tree right here. It's about 50 feet tall. It is a red cedar tree, really close to our house. And while I think it's pretty healthy, I do think it is towards the end of its life. And if that tree was to come down, being so close to our house, that concerns me. I mean, it's like 10 feet from the corner of our house. And also, back here is where I want garden to be, want to build a greenhouse, a lot of other infrastructure. It's going to be much easier for that tree to come down when there's nothing here yet. And then hopefully I can also use the tree for wood. Saw some boards out of it to turn into raised beds. Mulching any of the limbs be great for cedar mulch. So that's one tree, and then there's just several others that I want someone to look at. Okay, the arborist just left, and I didn't film any of that because they didn't want to be on camera. Totally understand. Not everybody is as keen as I am to record themselves, and it was a great visit. They confirmed some of the stuff that I had been thinking, but also I learned some things that I wasn't aware of. So I'm going to kind of walk around the property and share some of the stuff that they were talking about that I'm going to need to address now. So the first thing would be this big giant maple tree right in front of my house that I thought looked fine, but they were quick to zero in on the fungal issue going on at the base of the tree. And because of the fungus, they said this tree right here is the most important tree on my property that needs to come down, because if they don't take it down, it's going to come down on its own, and then it's going to either hit my house or my brother's house. My brother's my neighbor. The other tree that's going to come down is going to be this tree, this blue spruce, right next to my house. And the only bit of greenery is way up top. So coming to the end of its life, so probably time for this tree to go. And they said it would be a little bit easier for them to take it down while they're already out here taking down that maple. So this is the second tree that's gonna have to come down on my property. Other trees that I was a little bit concerned about, got several, here's one, red cedars. They look okay, definitely thinning out. But they said that red cedar, it's not going to come down, so it's fine to leave those. So there's several red cedars in through here that we're going to just leave and not worry about. Other trees on the property, we got this maple tree right here. Going to take that tree down. Probably going to wait until the spring though, because I would like to use the logs of this maple tree to inoculate it with some mushroom spores and start growing some mushrooms in the woods here. They were very pleased to see these chinkapin oaks. They say they don't often see those, so that was cool to have a sort of a bit of a unique tree on my property, and also have some pretty nice mature red mulberry trees, which I was excited to learn about. And then the big tree, the big guy right here, this red cedar, they geeked out on this tree. Thought that it could easily be well over 100 years old. Big, beautiful tree. And because it is a cedar, didn't really see any concern with it coming down. They said they could definitely, clean it up a little bit. It's got a big giant vine from a winter creeper that was previously cut, so they could remove that a little bit more. But really, really love this tree. So now I'm second guessing the fact that I thought I was going to cut it down to bring some more light into this backyard. I think we might leave it, because I don't know. I don't want to be the one to kill a big beautiful tree like that. other trees on the property that they agreed with, me cutting down. The calorie pears, garbage, junk, ornamental tree, invasive, gotta go. Of course, all the honeysuckles, the vines that I already mentioned, gotta go. Some rows of Sharon, not really a tree, but can be invasive, so taking those down. For the most part though, a lot of the trees looked really good, which I'm excited about. Just smiling at my wife who's looking at me outside the window. They really loved this tree right here. This tree, which is a type of hickory. I said it was hard to tell without seeing the nuts. My dad previously called it a hog nut or pig nut tree. So this tree was cool. And then they pointed out, definitely have a problem with the power lines, that I'm gonna need to have the electric company come out, because the power lines, there's the power line, and the lines run through here in all these trees. But most of those trees that are in there aren't that great. So if they need to come down, other than the big giant hickory, which is out of the way, it is fine. So clear those out, and I can maybe plant some better things, a little bit more low growing and more beneficial. Oh, but the one last tree to show you guys that I was really excited to learn that was on my property. Be this tree right here. So this weekend I went to the farmer's market and I got some persimmons. I have never had a fresh persimmon, so I was really excited to try them. Thought that they were absolutely delicious, so I'm saving the seeds to grow some of those. Probably be planting those in little seed bags once they arrive in the mail tomorrow. But this tree right here is a persimmon tree, so I already have one growing on my property. It's probably not fruiting because most persimmon trees aren't self-fertile, so they need a second tree. Don't see another one around. So maybe if I plant some more, this guy will fruit, but it is a big tree, so even if it was fruiting, probably wouldn't be able to reach the fruit. So really excited that this tree is on my property. I thought it was pretty cool that after I had a persimmon just the other day, was really interested in growing them. I've already got one, so definitely worth them coming out. So on to now other work for the day on my property, because it is never ending. But I do enjoy doing it, even though I might complain every now and then about it. It's now time for me to tackle this pile of junk behind me. Probably not going to finish it, but we have a lot of junk on our property when we moved here. Just trash. I think one of the previous owners was just throwing all of their trash in the woods. Now it's up to us to remove all of that trash, because I want to make it as pristine as possible and also grow some things in the forest as well. So getting rid of this trash pile and also some other big pieces of trash that are in the woods still. That is, if it doesn't rain. I'm supposed to hold off to rain until this evening, but it's currently looking like rain.
This is the content people crave.
Look at that cage.
Yeah.
Catch turtles, put them in that cage.
OMG!
So what happened here?
We rolled a little too hard. Gravity. That one's heavy.
Here we go. What you thinking of all our garbage?
It sucks to clean up someone else's mess.
Yeah.